You can't have faith if you ain't keeping God's commandments.
Bring it out, up.
Hey, brother, come on your nationality. Hey, I know you. I know you from somewhere. Hey, I know you, brother. I done seen you. I don't forget faces. Hey, come deal with us. 5 minutes. You just came out of church. Let's see the difference.
Nah, I'm gonna come deal with you.
5 minutes. Hey, park real quick. 5 minutes, bro. You ain't even got to get out the car. We gonna deal with you. 5 minutes. And you can ask us any question. Because if I ain't got the answer, one of these brothers with me got the answer.
That's right. Bring it out, huh?
That's what we gonna do. We gonna deal with the people. Thus saith the Lord God.
That's right.
The day of shucking and jiving and cooning and pushing Christianity is over.
That's done.
The prophets is back on the earth to raise up the elect of God.
That's right.
Watch that. Listen to this. Revelation 14 and 12. Listen to this.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. Who are the saints according to the Bible?
Bring it out, up.
If you, cause the Bible is a self-defining book. It's a self-defining book. So when God says his saints, somewhere else in the Bible, it tells you who the saints are.
Right.
God never left the Bible up for you to interpret and for me to interpret. Any answer we want from God is in the Bible. We just gotta know how to put it together. It's like a puzzle. So you know who the saints are according to the Bible? I know. I grew up in a Christian church. They told me it was everybody, whoever believed in Jesus. These are some of the terms they tell us. The saints are whoever come to the Father and believe. They say stuff like that. Generic stuff. But is that in the Bible? Did God say that? Let's see.
The book of Psalms chapter 148 verse 14.
Come on.
He exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel.
He said he exalted the horn of his people. The horn of God is Jesus Christ. He said he is the exalted one. He exalted for what he did for the nation of Israel. Read that again.
He exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints.
He said the praise of all his saints. Now he's going to let you know who the saints are. Read that.
Even of the children of Israel.
He said even of the children of Israel. So brother, let me ask you another question. What's your nationality? Because he said even of the children of Israel. He said the Israelites are his saints. So what's your nationality? So when you go to get a job, what you putting on that job application? African American. Can you be from 2 continents at one time? You can't you? But we know our forefathers, some of them came to America from Africa, right? But have you ever been to Africa? I ain't been to Africa either, so how am I African and American? And I know we're not American because we're not citizens of America. They say we 3/5 of a man, we denizens. We really don't got no rights here.
Right.
We just came to build this land up.
Right.
And that term African American, can you find it in the Bible? Is it in the scriptures? African American? So what does God call you? What is, a child? Anybody can be a child. But God ain't dealing with everybody. Because everybody is not God's child.
Bring it out, huh?
Even though he made all the people on the earth, everybody not his child.
Bring it out.
Romans 9 is, Hey, let me show you something real quick. I'm trying to show you your nationality. Read that. Hey, listen to this. 9 and 7.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 7.
It's the New Testament.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
You hear that? They say that in the Christian church. That everybody, because you come from Abraham, you the child of God. The Bible just said just because Abraham is your father, because Abraham had 8 sons. He said that don't mean you the seed.
But in Isaac shalt thou seed be called.
So the blessings from Abraham went to Isaac, even though he had multiple sons. Read.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God.
So God said in the Bible, it's some people that's the children of the flesh, and they are not the children of God.
Right.
But in that institution, they teach that everybody is a child of God. That's what he said, I'm a child. But he said the children of the flesh, they not the children of God. And we came here to tell you, brother, you ain't the children of the flesh. You are the child of God.
Right.
But you got to know your heritage. Because, one more question. The kingdom of heaven, what it look like? How many gates? Hey, let's get it out the Bible. This stuff we should know is in the Bible. So the kingdom of heaven is only for the Israelites.
That's right.
You so-called blacks and Hispanics. Because the 12 gates got the names of the children of Israel written on them. For the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The kingdom of heaven is not for all people, sister. You right there in a black hat. Come learn your nationality. Come learn who you are. You seen a lot of stuff on this earth. I know you done sat back and asked yourself, why do certain stuff only happen to my people? Back to Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out.
The blacks, the Hispanics. Why do we have to work in the cotton fields?
Right.
Why we the last hired in the first five?
Right.
Baby mamas, baby daddies.
Right.
Twerking.
Right.
Drugs overflowing in the community.
Bring it out, huh?
They ain't dropping crates of guns off in Highland Park.
Right.
That only happened in East Garland, South Dallas,
Right.
Oak Cliff, Harlem, New York,
Right.
South Central LA. That only happened to our people. Why are things this way? The answer's in the Bible. And guess what? Your pastor is not bringing it out.
That's right.
Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
That's why our people live in the ghetto, sister. God said we will be cursed in the city. That is a curse. When you got prostitutes roaming your neighborhood.
Right.
Drug dealers.
Right.
The crack epidemic. That's cursed in the city, sister.
Make it plain.
Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed in the field. Who had to work in the cotton fields? Sugarcane field. Tobacco field. The job force today. The workforce today. God said we will be cursed in the field. Don't run from your heritage. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep.
We're going to jump down to 32. God said the fruit of your body would be cursed. The fruit of your body will be cursed. What's the fruit of your body? What is the fruit of your body? Your kids, they curse. Why? Because they growing up in single parent houses. They growing up without a mother or without a father.
Right.
The family structure of black and Hispanic community has been torn down in this captivity.
Teach up.
Christianity, white supremacy pushes the depleting of the black and Hispanic community. Jump to verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand.
God said you wouldn't have might in your hand to control the fruit of your body. Your children, they taken away with things like CPS, Child Protective Services. They taken away from your enemies in the cotton field. They will sell your sons and daughters to different plantations.
Right.
These are the curses of God on the blacks and Hispanics for not keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Verse 41.
Come on.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
God said your sons and your daughters will go into captivity, brother. Come deal with us, brother. 5 minutes of your time. Because God said your sons and your daughters will go into captivity. That's still happening to this day. They call it the school to prison pipeline.
Right.
Bring it out.
We got mass incarceration in the black and Hispanic community. That's your sons and your daughters given to another people.
Right.
Because the 13th Amendment tell you when they get that felony, they can work slave labor and they are state property.
Right.
Read that again.
Verse 41.
Come on.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
God said you're going to have children, the fruit of your body. You're going to have sons and daughters, but you won't enjoy them. Why? Because they were sold to different plantations. They were shipped across the earth.
Right.
Or they mass incarcerated. They state property. You can't enjoy your sons and daughters.
Right.
And you'll live in North Central Texas, and they'll send your kids to West Texas.
Right.
South Texas. You got to drive 7-8 hours just to visit your kid every once in a while.
Right.
God said your sons and your daughters will be given unto another people. That's only happened to blacks and Hispanics. Because back to Buffalo, New York, Tops grocery store, when it was shot up, did they kill the mass shooter who murdered 10 people, injured 13 in total?
Right.
No, they apprehended him, arrested him. But you go into people like George Floyd, Or what was the brother name in New York they shot 100 times? Sean Barrett. Eric Gordon. These men didn't have no gun on them, but they was murdered in cold blood.
Right.
Why? Zechariah 11:4.
Bring it out.
Let's read the Bible. That's what's not happening in the Christian church. To hell with a sermon. Let's read what God said. Read that.
Zechariah chapter 11 verse 4.
Come on.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter,
Read.
whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
God said our possessors, the people who enslaved us, they possess us because you got their last name, you got their ideology on your brain. Your possessor, he own you. Massa. What do massa do to possessor?
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
When they kill our people, do they hold themselves guilty? Trayvon Martin.
Sister right here, sister.
Hey sis, Botham John. When they killed him, what was the verdict? It was not guilty, because even though she got 5 years in jail, when you read the Bible, when you kill somebody, what's the judgment for you killing somebody? God said when you murder, you gotta die. She was supposed to get the death penalty. That show you that incorrect judgment come forth in this place. Hold that, Habakkuk 2.
Bring it out.
Now, Habakkuk 1 and 4. Yeah, read that.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4.
Come on.
Therefore, the law is slack.
Hey, sister, my fault. Listen to this. God said the law is slack in this place. America, Babylon the Great. Read that again.
Therefore, the law is slack.
Come on.
And judgment doth never go forth.
God said true judgment don't never go forth. Righteous judgment never go forth for the blacks and Hispanics. We always get the short end of the stick.
Right.
Read that again.
Therefore, the law is slack.
They don't teach God's laws. The laws are lacking. The laws are slack. Why? The white man was never set up to be the judge on earth.
Right.
That's the black man and the Hispanic man job. You the judge that God ordained. God said the law is slack. Read.
And judgment does never go forth.
God said true justice, true judgment never go forth in this place. America, Babylon the Great. Read.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
God said the wicked compass about the righteous. Who is the wicked? And who is the righteous? Let's see who the wicked is. God said the wicked compass the righteous, surround the righteous.
Yeah, I think about it. Yeah, let me do it.
Read that.
Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4.
Come on.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Read.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Come on.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
God said they shall call them, Esau, Edom, your friendly neighborhood white man, the border of wickedness. The border is the beginning and end of something. God said all wickedness, go back to Habakkuk, all wickedness start and end with the white man. He's the border. He's the wicked according to the Bible.
That's right.
But in these Christian churches, they got you celebrating, worshiping white man Jesus. But God said in the Bible, Esau, Edom, he is the border of wickedness. He is the wicked. Read that, Habakkuk 1 and 4.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4.
out.
Therefore the law is slack,
Read.
and judgment doth never go forth.
Come on.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
He said the wicked, the white man, they compass about the righteous. Who is righteous? Who is the righteous on earth today? Who is supposed to be the righteous? And how are we righteous? How do we claim that righteousness back? How do we walk in that righteousness? Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 25.
Bring it out.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
Go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Because he said it shall be our righteousness. Who is our? Because you probably could say our is everybody. Whoever wants to come to Jesus and worship him. Let's see.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1.
Read.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Deuteronomy was written to all Israel.
right.
Go back to Deuteronomy 6 and 25. So that's the hour in chapter 6 and verse 25. Read that again.
Hey, there goes sister.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God as he has commanded us.
It's Northern Kingdom, bro.
Hey, sister. Hey, come learn. 5 minutes. Come talk to us. Come look at the signs. Come see your heritage. We're going to show you what God said in the Bible. You not no Hispanic. That's the property of Spain.
Right.
You ain't the property of Spain. You belong to God.
Right.
And if you're a so-called Mexican, you an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar. That's who you are. That's your heritage. Read that one more time.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
God commanded us to keep the commandments, and that's what make us righteous. Go back to Habakkuk 1 and 4. He said, the wicked shall compass the righteous. Hey, come deal with us. Read that.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4.
Come on.
Therefore, the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
Hey, look out. Hey, look out, brother. God said righteous judgment don't never go forth in America. And the wicked compass his people to righteous. Read.
Go into clay and tread the mortar. Make strong the bricking.
Hey, go back to Deuteronomy. Read verse 48.
Verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Since we don't keep God's commandments, now he said you got to serve the wicked. You got to serve your enemy, the white man. God said in the Bible, the white man is your enemy.
Good.
Show me a time in history since we got out them slave ships, he's been anything but your enemy. Andrew Jackson.
Right.
George Washington.
Right.
All the slave owners. They hated your people.
Even Lincoln.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln, he emancipated you, but it wasn't for your benefit.
Right.
It was to benefit the economy of America. Ponder. Hold that. Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Ponder. You gotta ponder. You gotta consider many generations. Because the white man will coach you to not believe or not think upon your history with reverence. He'll say, forget slavery.
Right.
But I always remember 9/11.
Right.
The Boston Tea Party, all that garbage that they commemorate. They tell you, forget your history because you're not nothing. Belittle the black and Hispanic, but celebrate the riches of the foundation of America.
Right.
Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Remember the days of old.
What did God say?
Remember the days of old.
God said, remember the days of old. Don't forget your history. Don't forget your past. Because like Donald Trump said, if you forget your past, you're going to be doomed to repeat it. You're going to fall right back in line in the captivity that befalled you. But guess what we got to do as a people? We got to remember our forefathers, our foremothers in righteousness in the Bible and come back to the commandments of God. That's what's going on in the Bible. God said, don't forget. Remember. Read that again from the top.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations.
God said, consider many generations. Why do we go into slavery on slave ships? God said, you got to consider that. The answers are in the Bible.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28:15 is the key. He said, if you don't hearken and do the commandments, curses going to befall you in the earth. And everywhere you go, we are cursed people. North America, South America, Central America, Africa, China, Europe. The Israelites are cursed because we break the commandments of God.
Teach up.
Read.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
God said, ask your fathers, they going to show you. The elders, and they going to tell you. What elders do we have?
Right.
What fathers do we have to ask? Our fathers and elders are in agreements with white supremacy. They preach in Christianity. They gonna remind you of the white man and everything he set up and established. But God said, consider many generations.
Right.
How you gonna do that? In the Bible.
That's right.
Them were your forefathers.
Right.
Those are your generations.
Right.
What you got? Read that.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the streets. In all the streets, as a wild bull in a net, they are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
God said we full of fury.
Yes, sir.
The rebuke of God. Why? Why are we full of fury?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.